All right, welcome back, students. It's good to see you. Hope you had a great weekend, or you at least got some rest, or had some fun. I got my webcam working here finally. Not that you care to see my face, but maybe someone in the live stream is curious what I look like, so I decided to turn it on. Okay, so as you know, I was very despondent about the fact that Unity decided to kill the 2D platformer project on their Learn website because I have had great success with that project. I've had many students do very well with it and learn Unity very well because of it. So I was kind of put out that they killed that, but there's a good life lesson here. Sometimes life is not fair and it throws punches at you and you just have to deal with it, right? Well, in this case, I think it turned out to be better because I discovered something called Struct. Who here has ever heard of a gaming platform called Struct? Yeah? Have you messed around with it? So it's actually pretty amazing. Um, if I were to kind of say what it is basically like a very simplified, easy to use version of Unity combined with Scratch. Who's ever used Scratch before, the visual programming language? Yeah, probably most of you, right? Great. So your experience in Scratch is going to translate into this perfect. Okay. Struct has its own little visual programming language that you can tie onto any object in your game and give it logic, give it interaction. And that's why I'm wholeheartedly adopting this and making it my first project in this class. My first class in second period is already loving it, and they're already making amazing games with it. So I want to quit talking too much about it. Let's just jump right in. But before we do that, before we get into Struct in your first project, a tradition in my classroom also is Motivational Monday. So you saw that in the title up here at the top. And what is that? Motivational Monday is just we've been gone all weekend and we need to kind of reset our brains back to focusing on game design. So I like to use first beginning a class on Monday to show you some inspirational videos of stuff that's made in the game engines that we use. Just kind of show you what's possible um, to zap your retinas with creativity, get your brain flowing. Okay. So one thing I do ask, at least for this tiny bit of the week, all right, only for a few minutes each week, I expect you to have your phones down. I expect you to have headphones off of your head, out of your ears, and totally paying attention to me and the projection up here, okay? I don't ask for much. I'm a pretty gracious teacher. I let you use your phones whenever you want to, but give me the respect of this time on Monday mornings or Monday afternoons at the beginning of class, okay? Motivational Monday. Also, I do have comfier chairs right up here in the front by the projection. If you're not shy, come on up to the front every Monday morning or every Monday when we start class to enjoy the motivation closer. I know this is the first time, so you're probably not going to do it, but it's okay. Come on up here at the beginning of class each Monday if you want to watch it closer. Okay, enough talking. Let me jump right into our first video. This is one I like to play at the beginning of every trimester. It is basically Unity's like philosophy video of why they do what they do. Here we go. Let me turn my face off. That one. Okay. All right, so this video is called Shape the World. It's a real short video, just kind of embodies why I like to be a game design teacher and what Unity is all about.
Who first shared their stories in caves? Connected art, nature, and science led us toward new horizons. Who thought to capture motion? Spark an engine to life. Turn television into a playground. Every day, You create the playful, the functional, and the unexpected. You break down walls and take us to astonishing places. Tell stories, leap borders, and create beauty for tomorrow. Because at Unity, we believe the world is a better place with more creators in it, where everyone has a chance to shape the world.
Yes. And I wholeheartedly believe that myself too, that the world is better with more creators in it. And I feel like mankind is growing more towards that, having more creators. And I think that's why I like being a teacher, because I get that chance to give you that opportunity to help shape the world with the skills that you learn in this class. So even if you're not going to be a game designer, all of these things that you're learning can be applied to any industry. All right, enough ranting. Let's go to the next video. Okay, so like I said, we're jumping into a project on a platform called Struct. And just a quick background about what Struct is, where it came from. It was a separate company, and their idea was to just make game design as easy as possible to get into for people. And I think they really did a great job. And then Unity bought them, snatched them up, and integrated them into play.unity.com. So what's great about Struct is there's a mobile app for it, runs on Android and Apple phones and devices, but it also runs live just in your web browser, which means it's going to work on your Chromebooks, it's going to work on these computers here, and it all syncs together. So Struct is amazing. We're going to learn more about it, but first let's watch their kind of intro video of what it is. It's only 3 minutes long. Here we go. So even though this is, a very beginner platform for making games, you really can make full-fledged, powerful games with it. And one of the main reasons I decided to adopt this platform completely and make it my first project in this class is when you make something in Struct, you can then export it into Unity to completely change it, make it look different, okay? So that's what's amazing is we can continue on. Late, sir. Log in, please.
There are many applications out there which enable you to build games, but often they're very complicated and you need a PC for it. Struct runs on your phone and the only thing you need are your fingertips. No coding required.
You simply just need an idea and go for it. It's a very simple drag and drop system. We give you thousands of assets.
So this is just such a great tool because you can use it as a starting point for any game idea that you have, and then really make it something professional by exporting it out into Unity.
A blank draft for you to create it.
There is this huge library of game elements that people can use in their games. And we also provide them with a set of tools which are really easy to use and very intuitive, so they can...
This part right here where he's sculpting the mountains, we're going to learn more about that tomorrow. Gotcha. Didn't mean to call you out. Sorry. No control. Come on in, fellas. Have a seat. Okay, back to the video.
and create whatever they want to.
I always really like our style option where you just press one button and then the theme changes, the weather changes, the sound changes, and it's just a completely different game just by doing one single tap.
And from then on, you have a lot of options to create different types of games. So whether you want to create a multiplayer shooter game, a racing game, a jump and run game, you can create a game where you drive around tanks and shoot things because it's fun. You are able to do all of that in Struct.
And the good thing is you can just take any game, send a link to your friend and play it together with your friends. And you can also copy other games and make even better versions out of them.
whenever we release something, we're super excited to see what the users actually do with those tools. And users always surprise us with the ideas they have. I also saw people creating like a basketball game with Instruct, even though that's not really intended to be done.
Struct community is just amazing. It's definitely a place of a lot of fun and creativity, where you can meet people from all around the world with different creative ideas.
It's really cool to see that so far over 10 million people have discovered and downloaded Struct. And we have around 3 million games created by now.
It's way more than that now. I think there's like 7 million games.
70,000 people at this point, where they chat about their new ideas.
Yeah.
This is really what I love, the community that is able to flourish because of Struct.
It's so rewarding to see that within our community we have people that actually got a game design job out of the games that they created on Struct, or even teachers using our platform to teach young kids how to become a game designer or game creator, maybe later in their life.
The most important part that we want to focus on now is allowing more game flexibility. I think people are already super creative by the type of levels they build and how they build those environments, but sometimes they're still limited. So we're looking to give all of you just more tools that you can use to build really the game that you have in your mind and the gameplay that you have in your mind.
One of the most exciting things about working on Struct is that it's technically extremely challenging for us. We have to write very complicated code to make things happen, but the rewarding part is to see whatever people can come up with and how they can push the limits of what can be done in Struct.
So definitely this is what we want to do. Everyone in the world who has such ideas, bring them to life, all with Struct.
All right. So I have some other videos on the same assignment here. So let me go back to the modules and see. So the only assignment for today, it's got a little lightning bolt on it. It says Explore Struct. So the video we just watched was the top one. I want you to watch the remaining ones, except for the last. You don't have to watch that just yet. That goes over how to use the Scratch-like features inside of Struct. So any game object, anything in your game, you can apply behaviors to it by creating these nodes. We'll learn more about that later. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and demo for you what it looks like. And again, to get to this, all you need to do is go to play.unity.com, which you've already been to for our other thing. And once you log into there, just click the Studio tab at the top, and you're going to be thrown into this area. And then you can choose templates on the left-hand side. And they give you 10 different templates to start with, but you can completely customize these to be any type of game that you want. All right, so I have created a few games this weekend as I was building this project, and I just want to jump inside of one just to kind of demo how it works, right? So here inside of the web browser, inside of Chrome, I just click my game and it's going to take me in right like this. So as soon as you get into it, you're not actually playing the game, you're editing the game. So I can zoom in and out with my scroll wheel. I can hold my right mouse button down to look around, just like a first-person shooter. I can use the WASD keys to move around. I can even use Q and E to go straight up and down. I can select any object in the scene by left-clicking on it, and you see that yellow line go around it. And then I can hit the F key on my keyboard to frame that object, to kind of really focus on it some more. You'll notice over on the right-hand side, all the details about that object I have selected. So you can see this dinosaur is destroyable, meaning the player can shoot it to kill it. Now this is a survival dinosaur game, so I'll go ahead and hit play to show you what it looks like in play mode. Let me get into full screen. So right at the top, there's a play button, just like inside of Unity. But you can also trigger that with P on your keyboard for play. Okay, so let me walk over here. The mouse controls are kind of weird from controlling my computer. Can't look up enough. Whoops. Okay, so then I can hit P again to get out of the game. And go right back to editing. All right, so I want to give a quick rundown of what we're going to do the entire week. Now that I've demoed Struct Studio, by Thursday, you're going to need to complete your game. That means actually publish it online and then put it inside a discussion post. I'll go into more details about what I expect tomorrow and the next day for that. Today, I want you really just to get started in Struct Studio, kind of deciding what kind of game you're going to build. I do suggest starting with one of the templates. And that's it. Let me see. Anything else I want to cover? Yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail. Just make sure you watch these videos so you get kind of a feel for how to actually use everything. Also, on Friday, we are going to have a quiz over all the main parts of Struct. And I'll give you a review on that before Friday. Okay, we're going to unlock your screens after I read the daily survey question, which is already unlocked. What do your favorite games have in common? Of all the games that you play, what do they have in common? Think about it.